Right next to me is a facelift of a mid-size crossover SUV made by Volkswagen. This is the 2025 Volkswagen Taos SE Black, and it's actually one of the top trims. So for the 2025 year, the Taoses come in S, SE, SE Black, and SEL. So this is pretty much right in the top range there, not quite, but just there. They start at 26,000 and go all the way up to 36,000 basically. So this one is 34,000. So this is right kind of in the mix there. And you're probably wondering, what does black mean? Why is this SE Black? That's kind of odd. Well, for starters, it's blacked out rims, blacked out roof, blacked out mirrors, all this black accenting, and there's even some cool new technology pieces in this car that the lower trims don't have. But just because it has all this cool black accenting and has a new facelift, is it worth it? Well, in this video, I'll be taking you through everything this vehicle has to offer, and let's see, is that $34,000 price tag worth it? Huge thank you to Executive Volkswagen of North Haven, Connecticut for allowing me to use this vehicle for the day. Their information will be linked down in the description below. Now let's dive right into it and start off with the front, because this front is pretty dang cool and it's all new for 2025. It reminds me of like a baby Atlas. The Atlas kind of has the same vibe and they put it in the Taos. To start out, you have LED headlights, LED daytime running lights, and LED turn signals all in this piece. But then you're probably wondering, well, what is this? Well, that's part of the LED daytime running light bar. It goes from all the way on the side here to all the way through the middle. It stops right where the Volkswagen logo is and then goes all the way over there. So it's this whole massive like LED bar. It really stands out. A lot of like, $80,000 vehicles have a light bar, and this is $34,000. That's very cool. You got the Volkswagen logo right front and center. And then what about down here? Because you have this big plastic grille. Now, half of this is fake. This is not airflow here, but at least this part's airflow, and there's actually some airflow up here. So you still get a decent amount of airflow for that engine. I just wish this was kind of more airflow, not just kind of fake. Like from a distance, it doesn't look too bad, but up close, kind of wish it was more airflow. Now, what are these dots here? Well, those are your front parking sensors. So when you drive up to something like you guys on a tripod, a car, a human, or a cat, it's gonna beep at you saying, hey, stop, no, don't hit it, because it doesn't want you to hurt anything. And what's pretty cool is this even has side air pockets. So this will take air, suck it through the side to improve the aerodynamics of the vehicle. And it's kind of nice, you can stick your whole hand in here. And I do wanna quickly mention this middle LED light bar is only available on the SE Black and SEL trims. It is not available on the S and SE. Under the hood is where Volkswagen actually stepped up their game and made a lot of improvements, because this engine has more horsepower than the 24, and this transmission is completely different than the 24. So it's still the same 1.5 liter turbocharged 4-cylinder, but where it's different is the old one produced 158 horsepower. This produces 174 horsepower, so that's a big bump up, and it's still producing the same 184 foot-pound of torque that both model years are producing. Now, where it's different in the transmission is it's completely different. So this is going through an 8-speed Triptronic transmission, where the 24 year went through a 7-speed DSG transmission. Now, personally, I think this new transmission is smoother than the old one, but that's just my personal preference, and I'll tell you more when I go out and test drive it. Now, what's cool is this gets an average of 28 miles to the gallon, which is very healthy for kind of a smaller vehicle like this, and all that power is going to all four wheels because it's all-wheel drive. There's actually a little Easter egg of a lizard under the hood of the vehicle, and I might be wrong about this, so if I am, let me know in the comments below. But there's a lizard with the Volkswagen logo printed down on the side, and what I've learned is this is because the vehicle is manufactured in Mexico, so they add this as a little kind of Easter egg to signify that. Now, the key fob of this vehicle is very basic, but has basically all the features you would need. It's just black plastic, Volkswagen logo on the back there, negative lock, unlock, typical type stuff like every car has. Hold this and it is not an automatic trunk. It is just a trunk unlock button. Then you manually have to go lift up the trunk and shut it yourself. So this will not automatically open it up. And then this is just remote start. So double tap the lock, double tap this and hold, and the vehicle should remote start. And there it goes. Now, since this is the SEL Black, there's black accenting everywhere, like the handles on the side, the roof here, the roof rails, and there's even a sunroof, a panoramic sunroof. Now, the S, SE do not get the sunroof. You can add it for an extra option. It's like, I think, $1,200, but the SE Black and the SEL come with it built in, like standard with it. Now, over here on the side, these mirrors have blind spot monitoring built into them. They're black, of course, but they do not have turn signals built on the side here. For $34,000, I feel feel like that should have it. Other vehicles that I've seen that are less expensive have that. So I think that's the only negative thing I will say about the mirrors. But these are 18-inch alloy rims with all-season weather tires, blacked out rims, black plastic cladding there, gets dirty, easily wipe it away. Then with your keys in your pocket, come up here, hit this button, it locks, hit it again, and it unlocks. That is not on the rear handles, but it is on the passenger handle. Open up the rear door and you're greeted to plastic. I mean, there's plastic pretty much everywhere in this rear door. Got up top, the middle, down there. I guess that's what we want to be plastic, because you put drink snacks, gets dirty, wash it real quick. You have speaker grills down here. Now, the only bit of non-plastic you have is this kind of leatherette trim here in the armrest. It's not the best. I wish it was a little bit more squishy, but it gets the job done. Little spot for coins, grab handle, window control. And I do like that plastic piece right there. It's the only kind of accenting this door has. I wish there was more that spread all the way up there, because that silver plastic looks pretty cool. Now, hopping in the rear seats here, these are half cloth and half kind of like leatherette seats. Volkswagen calls it Cloud Tex, but it's a leatherette like every kind of brand has. And they're very comfortable, like super duper comfortable. They make you sink in, and they hold you pretty well in here because it's this kind of weird, leatherette texture. So it's not like slippery. The legroom is very good. This is set to my driving position. I'm 5'8", I'm not the tallest. So I got a ton of legroom. Let's see headroom. A pretty good amount of headroom actually. Like, let's see, with the sunroof kind of the sunshade open, I got what, like 4 or 5 inches left? So a 6-foot tall person can definitely fit in here. That's easy. Pocket in the back here, pocket on that one as well. 2 AC vents, a tiny little spot for a finger to rest there. I have no idea what that's for. And then you have one USB Type-C port in the back. Just one. That's it, just one. And then what about this middle hump? How does this work? Because if you're sitting here, this is not gonna be comfortable in the middle seat. So you're gonna have to man spread in this vehicle, but it still leaves a lot of room for 3 adults to fit in here perfectly fine. Now this does have a cup holder armrest that you can bring down. There's 2 cup holder slots there. And then it's like a little secret door. Then you push this down, and you got access to the trunk. Opening up the front door is definitely a whole different ballgame than the rear. They said, you know what, the rear is gonna be all plastic and the front's gonna be all nicer materials. So you still have some soft touch plastic up here, but then this nice leatherette piece here, and then again, back to the plastic. But at least it's a lot different. It's more nicer materials. Now, this spot to put drink snacks, gets dirty, wash it away, speaker grill down there. 4 window controls, and they're all one touch. So the rear is one touch down and one touch up, and same with the front. Your mirror controls, and actually they're heated as well. Both the front seats are the same material as the rear. It's the half cloth, half kind of leatherette Cloud Tex material. It's very odd to describe, but it's super comfortable and nice. Now the front seat is power operated. So you have forward, back, tilt, lumbar controls, but sadly the passenger is all manual controls. So that's manual and this is power controls. But both of these are heated seats. Turn the vehicle on with push to start and you're greeted to probably one of the most customizable digital gauge screens in the whole entire industry. There is so much you can do with this. So for starters, there's 3 different screens. There's this screen, you hit view down here, and it changes to that screen. It's more of like a race car kind of design with your RPMs gauge there, and then hit view again. And you got a simplified one with miles per hour in the middle, and then 2 different things on the side. Now these things on the side can be changed. So right there, I have my phone connected to it, and then I have my average fuel or my miles per gallon. So hit these 2 little arrows on the side, and those will change each screen. So you can go to gear display, oil temperature, start, stop. If you want no display, hey, you can have no display. But you can scroll through all these different settings. So I want gear display there, and then I want to change my phone to compass. If you want a compass, you can have that there. Now the only thing I'm seeing about this vehicle is it does not come built with navigation because it's the Taos SC Black. It doesn't have built-in navigation. So the screen right here where it says navigation, that's completely useless as far as I'm seeing. I had my phone hooked up through Android Auto, I had it set to McDonald's and I was trying to go, and that still did not work. But in like the Atlas, for an example, that will actually show your route guidance saying, okay, turn here, turn there. So you don't have to look at the screen, you can kind of just look at the road. but as far as I know, that doesn't work in this one. This vehicle has a heated leather-wrapped steering wheel with heating controls over here, and what I like about Volkswagen, it's 3 different levels. So it's not just on-off, it's level 3, level 2, level 1, so you can adjust the exact heat that you want. Now over here are some of your safety controls. So this has blind spot monitoring, forward collision warning, rear cross traffic, lane keep assist, and adaptive cruise control, all built in here. So you can set how close you want to be to the person in front of you. So let's say if you set it to 65 miles an hour. Well, we all know how cruise control works. You take your foot off the pedals and it just goes at 65 miles an hour, let's say. But this also has lane keep assist. So it's going to keep you in the lane and track the car in front of you. So it has travel assist, which is a semi-autonomous driving. It is nowhere near a hands-free kind of driving, but it's going to guide you in the lanes and stay a distance from the car in front of you. And I actually almost forgot, but yes, this does have a backup camera with moving trajectory lines. Now, it's not the clearest camera, but it gets the job done. And then also here is your front and rear parking sensors. So if you come close to like my tripod that's over there, another human, a car, it's gonna beep at you saying, hey, stop, no, don't go there. And also what's cool, I got out of it, is there's actually a lot more settings. Now I was confused, but I tapped that and it pulls up this whole entire menu screen. So most people probably wouldn't even know this exists, but this is some parallel park thing. I'm not gonna lie, I have no idea what those little bricks are there, but I know that's trailer controls, and then that's more of a further out kind of, overview of the camera. So if you want a deep out thing, and then if you want, you could turn off your safety settings so it doesn't beep at you while you're backing up or going forward. You can do that. Just like the digital gauge is very innovative and a lot of customization stuff, same with the touchscreen. This is 8-inch touchscreen with wireless Android Auto and wireless Apple CarPlay, and it's really cool. You could use the Force to change pages. So I love how Volkswagens have this, very nice. It works a lot more than you would expect it to. Usually those gimmicks kind of don't work. It works a lot. You swipe this down, you have kind of brightness stuff, mute, sound controls, very simple. You have radio, media, your Android Auto stuff, then some of your assist settings. So you can go and turn on or off your assist settings here. So front collision warning, go turn that on if you want, or turn it off. Now you have climate controls, then a help icon. So if you go in here and you're confused about, for example, the, if I can get it, the hand gestures, what I just did with the swiping, it'll give you a little description on how to do that. So most people will use Google AI or YouTube or whatever to learn about their car. Volkswagen said, you know what, we're gonna actually include it so you don't have to go look at the manual, look at your phone, you just look at the touchscreen. I really like that. Now, what about these little things on the side? Well, those are all physical hotkeys. Yes, Volkswagen, we like that. So if you want to go straight to the radio, boom, hit the radio. Want to go straight to your car's information, like your miles per gallon, go there, and then go back to menu. So you don't have to go fuss around through everything, just hit those simple things and it sends you there. Below the touchscreen, Volkswagen has added physical but yet digital AC controls. Let me explain. So they're all haptic feedback buttons. They're physical, but that's for the heated seats there, and just tap it, it goes on and off. But what if I want the heat on now? Just go shoot, swipe, and the fan goes on, hold that, off, and same with the temperature. So you can adjust the temperature kind of by sliding. So it's all still physical, but yet you can do it digitally. So while you're driving, you can go shoot and turn on hotter. And then below that, you have a wireless charging pad down there, 2 USB Type-Cs, and a 12-volt cigarette outlet port, if I can open that up. Leather-wrapped gear shifter that has a sport and manual mode, so you change the gears manually, because there is no gear shifters or paddles on the steering wheel, so that's the only place to do it. Now you have an auto start stop button, turn that off if you don't want, your park and brake there, and this is your drive mode selector. So you have snow that it's in right now, you go to normal, you go to sport, and then you can customize it, if I can get it to it, and then go to change all the stuff, and you can go and customize pretty much everything. Hill descent control, turn that on or off. Steering, you can make it sport or normal. So you can go and customize your own kind of driving habits. And yes, up top, this vehicle has a full panoramic sunroof that can be easily opened with just pushing that back. And now if you want, you can just stick your whole body out there and enjoy the outside. The rear of this vehicle is all new for the 2025 model year. And to start out, you have this wraparound LED taillight bar and LED turn signals in the rear, as well as a middle Volkswagen logo that lights up red on the outside. I'll pan to and show you. It gives me this like Darth Vader vibe, like a stormtrooper or something, especially because the black, the white, the red there, it's very Star Wars-esque if you kind of catch my drift. Now, down here, you have your SE badge, your Taos badge right in the middle, and 4Motion badge all the way over there. people know, okay, this is a Taos. They're not kind of skimping on the badges here. Now, these dots, just like the front, are your parking sensors. So when you back up to something, it's gonna beep at you saying, hey, stop, no, you don't wanna hit it. And I do have one complaint with this vehicle, is these fake exhaust tips. Why? Why is this even here? Because this does have dual exhaust, real dual exhaust tips on the bottom. They're very small, they're hidden, I'll pan to it. But why not just form the exhaust tip and put it actually here instead of having a fake tip? But I mean, hey, from a distance, it doesn't look too bad. Like I mentioned earlier, there is no automatic trunk, so you have to hold this button and then lift it up. It's very simple, it's on hydraulics, so it doesn't take that long to really open it up. And now the rear space in this vehicle is actually quite a lot. I could fit basically one, yeah, I guess two. It's kind of tight, but two mats in the back here. So it's actually a lot of room. And you don't have any other kind of amenities, no like cigarette outlet port, 12 volt, but you do have a little storage pocket here and a little storage pocket there to like fit something snug in there. And if you want even more storage, you can just push the seats down. Very simple, a kid can do it. 1, 2, push it down. And now I can lay in here and sleep if I want. But I showed you earlier this little middle part here. A lot of like sedans have this, so it's cool how this one has something like this. But you can actually push that down, and now if you want, let's say a 2x4, a plank of wood or something, you could fit a whole plank of wood straight through there and not have to take the rear seats down. So you can fit 4 people in here and still fit long wood. And let's see, does this car have a spare tire or a fix-a-flat kit? Let's check. Under there, yeah, it actually is a spare tire. Good job, Volkswagen. Now, taking the Taos out on the road, how does it feel? It actually feels really good. Just chill, just calm. Like nothing crazy, nothing over the top, just the perfect middle ground. The engine is not overly loud, but you can still hear it. But again, it's not some luxury vehicle. You would hear road noise a little bit more than a kind of wish. But again, what do you expect? It's a $34,000 vehicle. The drive and the transmission is super smooth. I personally like this newer transmission, the 7-speed Triptronic, or the 8-speed Triptronic, then the 7-speed DSG. But again, that's my personal preference. Maybe your opinion is different. Now, I don't really feel the additional horsepower. It does have, 184 compared to the 158 in the previous model year. Now, you probably, if you floor it, you're gonna feel it. But in this quick drive that I'm doing, I can't really feel that extra horsepower gain necessarily, but I definitely know that it's there. Now, overall, what are my thoughts of this vehicle? I personally like it. I really do. I think it's that nice middle ground. It's not too crazy expensive. It's not too super cheap. It's right kind of smack dab in the middle, and it gives you a lot of bang for your buck. Now again, in the rear doors have a lot of plastic there. I wish that was more nicer materials, but the seats are very nice. The technology is very good. The overall driving experience is phenomenal in this car, and even just the rear and front design is amazing. It's gorgeous, this vehicle. This is a really good deal, in my opinion, for the $34,000. But the real question is, what do you think about this vehicle? Do you like it or do you absolutely hate it? Hey, be honest, let me know. Do you think it's worth the $34,000? And please remember to like, comment, subscribe, hit the notification bell to keep updated with more content. And a huge thank you to Executive Volkswagen in North Haven, Connecticut for allowing me to use this vehicle for the day. Their information will be linked down in the description below.